Is the voice okay?
Yes, Arifka.
Yeah. So once again, nice to be here and to share a few thoughts on this topic today. Keeping in mind it's time for Rakhi. So we thought we will share a few things and then we can discuss. Together. Just one moment. Yeah. Okay, so it's as I was saying, it's time for Rakhi, and it's one of the celebration that most people love. They enjoy and they celebrate, and it's an opportunity also for others to be able to join. So we would have people from outside also coming. I'm sure it's the same with you. So it's quite for Brahmins, it's a time where there's a lot of activities going on. But it's good at this point of time to understand a little bit deeper this idea. And there are a lot of parallels between devotion and the Rakhi that we do. And I wouldn't go too much into that. But just to understand a little bit more, I've picked a few passages from the old Avyak Mullis, and we can share a few of them and then discuss after that. So, since we are going to be talking about promise of purity, I thought let's start by just looking at what is this purity. So, in one of the Murli Baba says, the definition of purity is extremely simple for you children. So in case, we need to understand how to approach this topic, Baba says that for you children, it's very simple because you have remembered that the real form of soul is certainly ever pure. Your form is pure, your eternal or anadi form is of being a pure soul, as well as the form in the beginning is of being a pure deity. So our form is pure, our original form is pure, our form at the beginning in the golden age also is pure. And then Baba says that, and the last birth now is also a pure Brahmin life. With the help of this remembrance, you experience it very easy to make a pure life. So maybe I just don't go into discussion first. We will discuss together, and then we'll see if we can unpack some of these things here. So basically here, Baba is saying that you've always been pure, you are pure, you will be pure, you have forgotten, and once you have remembered, then it's very easy to lead a pure life. So there's no mention here of understanding anything really. It just mentions that you remember. Yeah, you remember that the real form of soul is purity. Okay, so let's move a bit further and understand what is a promise or a vow. So Baba says that you also took the vow of purity and made your attitude elevated. Okay, so the connection between attitude and when we make a vow, because even in devotion, we make vows, right? And the reason we make vow is an internal process so that we can transform our attitude. So what attitude did you create for all this, for all the souls? The souls are brothers. There is brotherhood. You become a Brahmin, a great soul, just through this attitude. You become a Brahmin, a great soul, just through this attitude. This vow of everyone is firm, isn't it? Okay. So what we've made this promise, okay, and because we have made this promise, we are able to experience others as brothers. And again, we will go into details of that later. But in brief, the idea of the promise of purity is that it creates a change in our attitude. Okay, so awareness has changed, and then the promise helps us to have an attitude, a particular attitude towards others. Okay, and the attitude is that we start seeing others as brothers. Okay, so what is the issue? The issue is we need to work on managing impurities, right? So we all are children of the one Father. We are spiritual brothers. So we've got this attitude. If you have this remembrance of alokik vision, the very seed of the vision of bodily being, meaning lokic vision, because of which vices are produced, is destroyed. I'll repeat. We all are the children of the one Father. We are spiritual brothers. If you have this remembrance of alokik vision, the very seed of the vision of a bodily being, meaning lokic vision, because of which vices are produced, is destroyed. When the seed is destroyed, when the seed is destroyed, the tree of many kinds of vices in the form of expansion is destroyed automatically. So here we are being explained how we can finish the vices. Okay, so we can finish it superficially by cutting the branches. But then you know what happens in a tree when you cut the branch? Yeah, another branch will grow. Yeah, maybe multiple branches will grow. So in order to finish this expansion of different kind of vices, okay, because we are trying to be pure, we have impurity that is there. And this impurity interferes. Okay, that's what we call Maya, basically. So in order to remain in that state, we have to make sure that the seed is gone. Okay. Again, we'll have an opportunity to discuss about this. I'll put it again, and then we can all talk about it. And then next is how to sustain this. What is it that can help us remember? And what is it that can help us sustain once we have made this decision, we have made a vow? So while looking at any bodily being, always look at the soul. Look towards his forehead. The eyes should just go towards the gem of the forehead, Mastak Mani. Then what will happen? So we have to keep our eyes open. We have to interact with others. But here Baba is giving us a technique of look at that person, but the focus or the attention should go to the soul, right? To that jewel. Because of looking at the soul of everyone, you will automatically become soul conscious. So it's like a reminder, okay? A physical thing can remind us every time we are moving around till that becomes an awareness. Okay, then you don't have to, use that. It's just a technique that you can use for now. And then finally, do you see others through, we have to have the instrument. Okay, so initially we are looking at that person and we see the jewel. And now internally, do you see others through the divine eyes or through these eyes of the skin? So the eyes of the skin means the physical eyes, the eyes of the skin. Just the divine form will always be visible automatically through the divine eyes. So what is it that we have to use to be able to see this vision? The eyes made of skin see the skin. These eyes cannot see anything else. The eyes can see what the eyes is meant to see. Whose job is it to look at the skin, to think about the skin? Is this what we are supposed to do? Or this is not our job? Okay, so these are a few points purposely so that we can have time to unpack and to understand deeper what is the meaning of promise of purity. So when we take this promise, why do we take this promise? What promise have we taken? How to practice it? And how to become the embodiment of purity? And it's actually the one very important subject that we all separate ourselves from others with regards to our lifestyle, with regards to our routine, with regards to our activities, the way we speak with others. So everything is based on that. Yeah. So I'll just pause here first and let's see if there's anything on your side that you would like to share. And if there's any particular slide that you would like me to share at any point of time, I'll go back to the first slide. Okay, so let's open the floor for any comments, any inputs that you might have, and then I can also add in if there is any question or I feel there is anything more that I can share. So over to you. Anyone who'd like to speak or share?
So the very first point that you had brought in, Arifai, from one of the Murlis is the reason that we are very near to purity is we have understood or we have recognized that each soul is pure originally. Now, that is something which theoretically one has recognized and also practice it. How do one consistently or constantly be in that state of who I am is a pure soul, and I look at others and have this existence that the other soul is also pure? What is the consistent practice that can allow one to be that way? Because the the kind of dust that we have accumulated from so many births is overpowering at times. In fact, most of the times, is what I'll say, to allow us to see this. There's a lot of dust on that mirror.
Yeah. So what I would say is the reason that God comes is because he's ever pure. And the reason that God can do what God can do is because he's ever pure. And he doesn't forget that he's pure. He's ever pure. So the moment he arrives, the first realizations, I mean, one is, you go through and you understand what's happening in your life. Another thing is an internal awakening that happens just by the fact that this energy has entered our dimension, this physical dimension. When this energy enters the physical dimension, the souls actually feel. One is, to listen, to understand, to go and, to do things. Another one is there is the natural awareness. It might be you were in this body, you might have been in another body, but the soul recognizes that there is a shift that has happened. It's very subtle, and of course, we are surrounded by so much that we are not able to see it, but somehow the soul picks it up. And that's what I'm trying to say here, that when Baba mentioned this, is that you just remember that you have been pure, you were pure, and you will always be pure. There is no problem actually, and there is nothing to be done for you. It's just that you have now remembered. So there is a part of you that forgot yourself, and there is there is a process of which one then remembers. Okay. Now, once I remember I am a soul, then it's a very natural conclusion that everyone is a soul, not only me. They might not know that they are, okay, in expression, but they know that they are souls, okay. And in order to break this, Baba creates this understanding of brotherhood. Okay. And this is a very tricky, I mean, we all use this word brotherhood, and even in the world, people say that, we are all brothers, this is one world, everything is that. But they don't really understand the meaning of brotherhood. Brotherhood is when I'm able to see myself in you. When I'm able to see myself in you, when you are able to see yourself in me. And in that space, God is not separate. So we are all then in one space. He is, I'm like him, and you are like me. And I see myself, I'm able to see myself. One of the biggest block towards this is to start feeling this separateness from others. Okay. So when I look at you, I see myself. When you are struggling, I'm struggling. When you are happy, I'm happy. When you are loving, I'm loving. Okay. But the problem of this idea of my identity that comes as a character Arif does not allow me to be able to see that continuity, because there is individual soul, but when I'm soul conscious, you are not separate from me. I'm not separate from God. Okay.
Yeah, that's
And
very
therefore, every
powerful.
pain, yes, yes, please go ahead.
The point that you mentioned was seeing myself and the other person as the same is a practice
Say
that
again,
can,
say again.
I am not separate from you. You know, that particular concept is very powerful because then there is a space of oneness. It's quite deeper space to look at the concept of brotherhood. So I
So,
actually could catch that thing. So I wanted to express that. Thank you.
so this is now science, when you look at our physicality, we also notice that this whole body is not working against one another. You know, there is this idea that the cells are competing, or they are trying to survive. Which is there, but the idea is that this is not. Even your body is one. Okay, like these individual cells, everyone is affecting the other one. Okay, and what they do is they start working together. Okay. So you can think about the souls also like being these cells, but it's one organism. You know, we don't see that, but this whole thing, there are three things that are eternal. There is the soul, there is God, and there is the nature. Yeah. These things are all eternal. And this is all interplay of one with the other. Okay, it's all interplay of one with the other. We are souls in the soul world. We take this transition and we start getting this different awareness, and then we lose of uh, not this physical not this physical tree, but the tree of the soul is just one. Okay. And we are all working together. And then when we feel that, I'm separate, and, I have to compete, and I have to go ahead, I have to be number one. We are all being number one, we are all being together. We are all being, so it's not, it's, I think, a misunderstood idea of brotherhood. It's not like, there's one level where you say, oh, this is my brother, but then that brother also is separate. Here the souls are brother, but they are not. They are one organism. They are not separate. So everything that happens to you is also felt by this one here. So when I understand that, then there is good wishes and pure feeling. Yeah. So let me not say too much. Let's hear from others. Ombai, why don't you share, if you'd like?
Umaid actually sent a message.
Yeah, I saw. I saw. I thought
Yeah,
maybe he would like
he's
to.
traveling. He's
He's
traveling. I don't.
traveling. Okay, I'll read. I'll read. So, would you like to read, or shall I? Okay, I can read. I can read. Anadi, Adi, and Brahmin, Swarup, ever pure. Okay, so you're not becoming pure. You're not becoming pure. You're already pure. Okay, so the right remembrance is the master key to experience the bliss of every ever purity. Bab Saman stage as an anadi um, relation. We all are brothers. This is beyond the drama. I am detached observer looking at the drama from a distance. My own body, mind, intellect, and sanskars are to be looked as Maya. I am beyond Maya. I am ever pure soul. Yeah, purity. Sister Usha saying purity is the basis of Brahmin life. So why is it the basis of Brahmin life? What happens in this level? So I need to be able to, it should be inside, the blood, of our life. It's that is the blood that is driving everything. My, this soul, um, in that stage of being completely, spotless, just I, the soul, you know. And it's very important practice to remind ourselves. Okay, shall we move on to the next one? Okay, let's put up this one and see if there's any thoughts. And if there's any question about anything, please feel free to ask. So why do we promise? Why do we keep this promise? Why do people take vows?
To cleanse, to go beyond.
So what is a promise? Promise has one part that you don't have to then go into that subject. So originally in devotion, when you made the promise, you will die, but you will not break that promise. You have done that. So there is no interference. This Maya, the Maya form does not interfere. Yeah. And then our attitude can change. Yeah. So that's how, it's one of the tools that can help us. Okay. And when you are being approached by or you are approaching something, you remember that, oh, I made a promise. I shall not do this. I will not, So it's just like a tool to help us, and we do this every year, just like Ravan is burned every year. The same way we make this promise every year, right? I don't know if it is growing bigger or not, but we do make promise, right? So why is to remind ourselves, okay? To remind ourselves that, look, this is what I stand for, and then that helps us to change our attitude. If I made this promise and my attitude towards, other souls has not changed, it means that I have not really made the promise. The attitude should change. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why there is a question at the end. This vow of everyone is firm, isn't it? Yeah. Just to check, what you promise and what you're doing. Okay. So we'll move on to the next. And the next is we are all children of the one Father, spiritual brothers. We have this remembrance of Alokik vision, the very seed. Okay, this is how to finish everything. Anyone would like to share on that? People who have not spoken today, what's happening? It's Sunday. Anyone from online?
Good morning, brother. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti,
Shanti.
good morning.
The very fact that uh, there is a difference between seeing and vision is actually can be extrapolated to saying Laukik and Alaukik. We see from our eyes,
Mhm.
that is in a way Laukik, that is from the bodily point of view, wherein we describe about things that yes, it is red in color, it's green in color, it is having a shape like so and so. Whereas having a vision through it, we go deeper into it and see what could have been the idea behind making such a structure, or how much things should have gone into making it. I mean, from the alaukic point of view, we just not see people as souls, we see their good qualities,
Mm,
seeing them as pure beings, and that is one very high form of seeing.
mm.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, so that is, one is the awareness and one is the details of what what the eyes would see, and that awareness is what we are looking for, because that awareness is connected to consciousness, and then, I can see all those things that I can see in myself. I mean, when you say Bap Saman, when you say that, um, equal, equality means that it's the same. Then there is sugar and sugar. Both is sugar. You know, there is no, one of the things about remembrance is that in remembrance, there is no two. There's only one. The moment there is two, then there is no remembrance. Think about that. Like in that space, there is no separation. You know, we are all in that same, um, awareness, vision. Yeah. Separation is an idea of, because I am then separate, you know. And when I say, when I say this with caution. It's just like, we look at the body, there are individual cells, there are trillion cells, but you see it as one, no? But if you look at it, oh, there's so much, you know. So, and the signature of each cell is the same, you know. They all have the same characteristic as this physical body. So when you translate that in soul, it also becomes the same. How are we going to create golden age? When the consciousness of the individual cells change, then the whole system will change. Yeah. And that will only be possible when I'm able to see the other one to be that, just like me, you know. And all these illusions can be removed. Yeah. I like that point that you mentioned, that, you know, but it's like, a starting point where we start practicing. I found this when I was told, see others as soul. I just couldn't, because I was using the wrong tool. Like, I would look at somebody and I say, oh, soul, this can't see anything. Yeah, which is the next point, basically. So the next point is about the skin. Okay. So while looking at any bodily being, always look at the soul towards the forehead. The eye should just go towards the gem of the forehead. Then what will happen? Because of looking at the soul, you will automatically become soul conscious. So your consciousness will change. Yeah. And this looking is not that looking, like we said in that last part. If you're using the eyes of the skin, the only thing you will see is the skin. This is the eye of the skin. Okay, the eye of the skin cannot see the soul. You can try as much. You can, but it can help you it can help remind you. It can help remind you. So we need to use the third eye, the third eye that Baba gives us, the third eye of knowledge, to be able to see, and to be able to treat the other one, and to have that attitude. Yes, please. Anyone else would like to share something? Those who have not, there are many people online, and yeah, nobody wants to share something. Does it make sense what I'm sharing? Is it clear?
Yes, brother. Here, I would like to mention, as I was growing up in my early days of childhood, I used to always look down. I was not able to look into the eyes of people. But over a period of time, as I grew up and I started, and now in the Gyan, I look at somebody's forehead, it emanates confidence in other person. Also, they think I am confident, and at the same time, I also am able to see them from the Baba's point of view that there is some energy over there. The moment I look at the forehead, my entire ability to see them changes. That particular moment changes. So it has given a great
Yeah.
perspective to look at another person altogether. When we look at any human being, any person for that matter, the purest vision, the purest sight, the purest look at that could be established in this societal value is to look at somebody's face. That too probably into eyes and above it.
Yeah.
At any part of the body you look at, it is considered to be mean. It is considered to be not pure, dirty. So it is better that what Baba says that you look at the forehead and you try to understand the qualities behind that. That is a high level of living, I believe.
Yeah. So I had also the same practice. For you, maybe it happened naturally, but we were taught that, especially elders and women, when they come, you have to look down. And I practiced this for many, many years. So I would never look at a woman in their face. So I would be looking down, because this is part of the practice that we are taught. So you should lower your gaze when you are, interacting. So I would talk to you, but I would look down like this. And I didn't understand anything. I was just doing whatever I was told. And later on, this understanding dawned to me that there is a chance of Maya to enter. Okay, if you are looking, this is the opposite of what you're saying, but this is how it started. And then I said that, but this is not being a conqueror. This is trying to, like at that period of time, you know, you might not be seeing, but you are seeing also. So even looking down, you are actually seeing. Okay. And if I really want to be a conqueror and I understand purity, then I'll look at you, at your eyes. And that's really like, I'm not trying to, like Baba says, this example, somebody, made himself blind, so I can't see. But that is not a solution. Yeah. Because you still, have this awareness of that other person. And the moment you are thinking about skin, then that is not purity. Yeah. So the idea is, and it's really, I totally agree with you. The idea is that when I start becoming aware that the other person is a soul, I can look at them, I can look at anything, and that consciousness doesn't shift. And that's real power. Yeah? To be able to look at somebody the way that they truly are, rather than all these extras. So one comment from online, yes, it is very clear. Thank you for the powerful sharing. Thank you for listening. It's Baba's powerful sharing. Yeah. So these are very powerful words that we need to take very deep inside, and repeat. Okay, anyone else? Do share, don't feel shy.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
As if we take a vow of purity, means you confess to God that I'm a pure cell and I'm leave all the impurities behind, I'm surrendering to you. And when you surrender to God, your vision of to others becomes pure in your thoughts and actions and words, everything. That's a vow of purity.
Yeah, very nice. So this understanding, with this understanding, then I can tie anything, I can, do everything, but the understanding is what is important. And once that understanding dawns, then there is no, that this is a one moment, 1 second thing, and that's it. There's no looking back. In fact, we make a big thing out of it. Purity is only our currency. If we become impure, we are losing the currency. Think of it like that. So the moment I've done anything which is body conscious, I'm losing my wealth. Okay. And that affects everything in me. That affects my quality of life. When I follow purity, I'm gaining income. Yeah. So the more pure I am, the more wealthy I become. Yeah. The more purity that is there, then the more wealthy I become, and I become rich. Only a rich one can actually then give. Yeah. So there are, different paths. If I understand this, then I understand the value of this purity. I'm able to understand the value, and then this is not cheap thing. I will not lose it because of something very cheap, which is temporary. Yeah. There's no sacrifice. I don't see any sacrifice. People say, about, I'm this and I've done this and no, 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 no. This is not like, you've done something, you've earned something. You've earned so much out of this. And you've become rich. Yeah. Because every thought that is not pure is actually losing money. And you're losing wealth. Okay. So we need to understand this from that angle. Okay, so last chance for you to say something. If nothing, then we go into
Dad
experience.
used to always say that you drink tea. So every day drink, every moment drink the tea of purity. So the only
That
thing
used to say.
yeah, and the only space to stand is being aware of the fact that I'm a pure soul. So keep drinking that every
Yeah. So
moment.
if somebody asks you which tea do you drink, you say purity.
Yes.
Yeah. So can I have 1 cup of purity? Okay. So yeah, shall we go to some experience then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So just sit comfortably. And just be in this moment. Become aware. Take yourself to the time when you were not born. A pure soul. in the pure world of light. There is no feeling of any separation. God, Baba, and myself, and my brothers, all together. No movement, no sound, no separation. Just still. Completely pure. There's not even a single spot. Hide the soul. With my brother and our father. Remember that time, which is not really time because it's beyond the spectrum of time. That is an eternity. Eternity is not very, very long. Eternity is constant. Always. And then in the golden age, see yourself in this perfect, pure world. In nature. Everything is in harmony. Either soul, the other souls, nature, they're interacting very, very peacefully. There is nothing but soul conscious vision there. They cannot be because there is no other. We have different roles, but the feeling is I. Not even the word happiness is there in the golden age. There is a full experience of all virtues and all power for everyone. And you're just flowing into this experience of life. Always spring. Your awareness is what controls your experience. And then the turbulence time, we start searching, we start looking, but then come to the point where somebody wakes you up and says that I'm here. The one that you have been looking for is here. And now he reminds you and he tells you that I'm your father. I have come. And I bring to you the reminder of purity. I bring to you yourself. After being lost, after going into the expansion, he says that just drop everything. Drop the story, drop the body, drop the memory, drop all the things that doesn't belong to you. Just don't touch them. And come with me. because I've come to take you back. I've come to take you back so that you can go back into your world. This is not your world. So there is no fixing required. It cannot be fixed. There's only one way. Letting go of trying to fix this world that doesn't belong to you. Just letting go. There is nothing that you can do apart from finishing this, going back and coming into that world that is really yours. The world that God created. The world that is absolutely free from any kind of vice, any kind of impurity. It is natural. Purity is not something that you can think about, make effort about, just to understand that this is my nature. Just to know that I can't be anything but pure. And just letting go of all the things that are supporting this life of illusion. Just let go. Because this gives us hope that sometime this illusion will become reality. But this illusion will ever stay an illusion. It's just Maya. My truth is purity. When I understand this, then good wishes is natural. A pure soul cannot wish anything but good. And I realize you're not separate. I'm not fighting. My war is not against you. Just few days back that one of the Murli Babas said that Ram and Ravan don't fight actually. You are the one who's fighting. You're getting pulled by one and then pulled by the other one. But there is no fight. Virtues and vices don't fight. You are the one who's fighting. So just remember this. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Divine Father. Thank you, RFI. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day. Just a request, RFI, you are a host, so you need to close the session.
Sure.